crafty friends, Carrie here. Thank you for joining me for the Summer Craft Top Giveaway 2019. This is week 4 of the giveaway and the last week that we will be posting projects. Next Saturday, the 29th, we will be drawing for prizes. On my channel, I will be giving away 4 prizes, one from each one of the weeks, and I will also be doing the drawing for the grand prize, which is a $30 PayPal transfer. The grand prize is open to all participants, U.S. and international. For my channel, the physical prizes are only available for U.S. residents due to the cost of shipping. This week's project will be done in 2 videos. This first video is for the base, and then I will come back with a second video that will be for the decorating. So we all have these chipboard tags from Michaels. They're really nice, heavy, sturdy tags, but what do you do with them? The box we're going to be making today is going to be for that first set where there's 4 rows of tags. I didn't realize there were 2 different sets or sizes until I started getting them out, and then I realized it. But we are going to make a box today for the smaller tag. Now I will, in my second video, list the measurements for the larger tags if you wanted to make a box. So we are going to start with a 12 by 12 piece of heavyweight cardstock. And the first thing we're going to do is we are going to cut it into a 4 3/4 inch piece, wide piece. And then we are going to cut it to 9 7/8 of an inch. Okay, so we'll just line this up and trim it down to 9 7/8 and set that aside. Okay, next we are going to cut 2 pieces to 2 7/8 of an inch wide. Okay, and then we will take one of those pieces and we are going to cut it to 4.5 inches long. And the second piece we are going to cut to 5.5 inches long. Okay, and then we will get our other piece of paper and we are going to cut this piece of paper to 4.5 inches wide, and then we are going to cut it to 6 inches long. Okay, and then that takes care of the cutting. Next we will be scoring. So we're going to take that first piece of paper, the 4 3/4 by 9 7/8, and we're going to line it up with the shorter side, the 4 3/4 inch side along the top. And then we are going to score 3/8 of an inch down the side and then flip the paper and score 3/8 of an inch down the side. Now you take it and put it the long way across, and we're going to score at 3.5 inches, turn it around, and score at 3.5 inches again. Okay. Now we will take our paper on the side where we have the 3/8 of an inch score and fold it and crease it down, getting a good fold on it. And then we'll do the same thing to the other side. And once we have that done, then we will fold on the 3.5 inch folds on both sides, crease them down. Okay, now you're going to take your scissors and you're going to cut right there to that, up to this score mark on those little scores at the 3.5 inches. And then you're going to take your scissors and you're just going to come in and you're going to cut a little sliver off of the edge of one edge. And you'll do that on both sides. That just makes it a little easier when we go to fold it. And it's a very small sliver. If you can see what I'm cutting, it's just a teeny little sliver. Okay, and once we have that done, we are going to take the piece that is 5.5 inches long, and we're going to score it at 1 inch. And then we'll just fold that at the 1 inch mark and set that aside. And now we're going to take the 4.5 by 6 inch. Okay, and we're going to put it so that the 6 inch side is along the top. And we are going to score it 4 1/8 of an inch long. Okay, now we're going to take the paper and we're turning it so that the score mark is toward the bottom. And then we are going to come in and we are going to score at 1 3/8 of an inch just down to the score mark. And then we're going to score at 3 1/8. There again, stopping at the score mark. Okay, and then we will turn the paper around. And we are going to then come in and we're going to score at 3/4 of an inch. And then we will score at 3 3/4 of an inch. And here again, you just come down to the score line. Okay, and then we're going to fold it where we scored at the 4 1/8 of an inch going across. Okay, we'll set that aside and we're going to take the 5.5 inch long piece where we scored at 1 inch and we're going to line it up the short way, and we are going to come in and we are going to score at 5/8 of an inch. Okay, and then we're going to come over and we're going to score at 2 1/4 inches. And here again, we're just scoring down to the score line. Okay, and now we're going to take this, and I'm turning it the long way, and what I'm going to do, okay, there we go. I'm going to come 1 inch down from the score mark, and just make a teeny little dot. There at the side, and then I'm going to line that dot up and my ruler and make it angle up to the score mark. So that makes a little angled score mark there. And then I'm going to come over again and I'm going to measure down 1 inch from the score line, and then take my ruler, line up that little dot to the top, and make a little score mark. And then I'm going to come, I'm going to cut on the 1 inch score mark, and then I'll be able to fold those little angled cuts in, and then I'll fold those tabs over. Now we're not going to glue this down or anything, but this will be the back of our box. You'll see that in a little bit. Okay, now we're taking the 4.5 inch long piece, and what I'm going to do is I am going to come in and I will score, or just put a, sorry, not score, put a little mark, a little dot at 5/8 of an inch and at 2 1/4 inches. And then I'm going to come down on the side and I'm going to mark it at 1 inch from the top on both sides. And then once I have that done, I will take my scissors and I'll start at the little, or the dot at the 1 inch coming down, and cut up to the top at that top dot. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. and snip off. And basically we end up with a little tag shape. Okay, and those are the ends of our boxes. Now I'm going to come back to this piece, and I'm going to, from the score line, I'm going to come down and I'm going to measure 1 inch. And I'm going to put a little dot right in that score line where we have the 3/4 inch score lines. And I'm going to put a little dot 1 inch down from the top of the score line. And then what I'm going to do is come here on the bottom. I'm going to cut right up to that little dot on that 3/4 inch score line. And then I'm just going to take my scissors and angle it toward the top. Okay. Then I'm going to come over here and do the same thing on this side. I'm going to cut up on the 3/4 inch score, and I'm going to cut it right to that little dot that I have. Then I angle it and point it toward the top and cut right up there to that score line. Now that I will fold, and I'm going to trim these off. Okay. And now, basically what I'm doing is checking to see how it matches up. I don't know if, well, it's not showing really good, but when you push it together, there's just a little teeny piece that overhangs. And so I'm just coming in with my pen and just making a little mark so I can see where that is. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to get everything lined up. And then there's a little place where it overhangs right there. And I'm just going to make a little mark. Okay. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come in and clip those teeny little triangles out on both sides. Okay. Now I am going to take my ATG gun, and I'm just going to run a little ATG tape there on that side. And then come over here and I'm going to do it on that little tab there. Okay, and then you just want to take it and make sure you line up your edges like so. And then you're going to come and do it on the other side. Just line those up and then press them in. Okay, and this will be our box lid. Okay, now we're going to take the longer piece, and what we're going to be doing is those is the sides and the bottom of our box. And so we're going to want to make it square. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the shorter tag shape, and I'm just going to put this 1/4 inch score tape on the bottom and the 2 sides. And on the sides, I just bring it to where that angle cut starts. I realize I start to do this and I realize that's not really a good position, so I turn it around. Okay. And put it right there and bring it down. Okay, and then just burnish it down. Okay, now I'm going to take this other piece, and what I'll do is I will right under the angled fold and bring it down the side. And then we'll come across the bottom. And I'm using this 1/4 inch wide tape because my ATG gun is a little bit more than 1/4 of an inch, 3/8 of an inch or something like that. Okay, and there again, just right under the angled fold and bring it down the side, and then we'll just burnish this down. Now, in here, and actually I decided I'm going to use my ATG gun, between those 2 score lines on that top 1 inch flap I went over a little bit, so I'm just fixing that. You just want to come in and put some tape there. Okay. Now I'm going to take one side piece off, and then I'm going to take my box, and I'm going to line the sides up. You just want to match up the side and the fold. Then I'm going to pull the tape that's going across the bottom off, and then I'm just going to bring that across, lining it up on the bottom, and then come in here and pull that piece off there, and then line those sides up, getting them straight, and then just come inside and push it down. Okay, so now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Pull off one side piece, line our edges up, then pull off the bottom and get it where we have the bottom lined up, and then come in and pull the cover off of the last piece of tape and get our edges lined up, then turn it and be able to press down on the inside. Okay, now we're going to attach our box top. Okay, and so that we have a little bit more time to move things around, I am taking some wet glue and putting it in around the tape, like so, and that will just make it a little bit easier if we need to wiggle it a little bit. And then you just want to get your lid and that piece, you want to get it where they're lined up so that the score marks are centered well. And then once you get it, then just press it down good. And then this is the box, our basic box. As you can see, it's kind of got a little tag shape, or kind of reminds me of a barn. And I just have a little sliver that's overhanging, so I'm trimming that off. Anyway, that's our basic box. I will be back later for decorating. As you can see, the tag fits in. And I will be decorating it later. And I'll come back with another video for that. And we're going to put 8 tags in here, maybe a little bit more, which I'm going to put some stuff on the tags. So I'll show you that also later. Thank you for watching this. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please do. As always, give me a thumbs up if you like this, and leave any comments below. And if you have anything you want to email me, you can email me at the address that's shown here.